Steve, and there's a winning culture here. So it was a no-brainer for me. Just like excited to play with those guys and just to be a sponge every day.
The Warriors take on the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow evening in their first taste of NBA preseason action. And lastly, in sports, high school volleyball continues to ramp up. The junior girls play. The Sunland Stingers defeated the Sister Mary Panthers 2-0. Next, it took 3 sets for the BMES Warriors to quiet the LAS Buccaneers. They'd win that contest, though, 2-1. In senior girls action, the Stingers got a 2-0 victory over the St. George's Jaguars, and the Buccaneers conquered the Warriors 2-0.
And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gentlemen. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11, the Prime Minister and the business community discussing networking opportunities during the Chamber of Commerce's National Conclave today. Also, structures with the tea wash shantytown along Cowpen Road came tumbling down during a string of demolition exercises recently. And car theft numbers have doubled last year's figures. Hear about the efforts from the head of Criminal Investigations Department to crack down on crafty car thieves. Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thanks so much for tuning in. 3 vendors at the fish fry in Georgetown, Exuma, out of business tonight after a fire engulfed their beachfront stores early this afternoon. Police fire officials tell us that the blaze has been extinguished as an intense investigation into the matter continue. The Member of Parliament for Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, is grateful no one was injured. On his social media platform today, the Exuma MP expressed gratitude to the many volunteers who assisted in extinguishing the fire in windy conditions. He has also reached out to the vendors and assured them of his and the government's support in rebuilding their establishments. In light of this, though, the Deputy Prime Minister disclosed that his team will continue to work with the police force on the delivery of a fire truck in Exuma and the necessary training required. This is a developing story we're continuing to follow. Back here in the capital, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation held its 6th annual national conclave today at the Margaritaville Resort. The event offered insightful panel discussions and networking opportunities while hoping to foster public and private partnerships. Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, delivered the keynote address where he touted many of his administration's accomplishments since coming to office 3 years ago. As this was largely a summit of business-minded people, Prime Minister Davis listed ways to improve the ease of doing business in this country. His bold, ambitious energy and land reforms, the Prime Minister contends, have set the wheels in motion for that to happen.
Our comprehensive energy and land reforms take this into account. Once fully enacted, modernized conveyancing and a 21st century power grid powered by solar and LNG for cheaper, more reliable energy will provide the stability and security Bahamian businesses need to thrive.
There's a collective sigh of relief following news Thursday that the International Longshoremen Association suspended their days-long strike across the United States East and Gulf Coast that threatened to cripple businesses. The ILA and the United States' Maritime Alliance giving themselves until January 15th to finalize a 6-year agreement. No better news for the local business community, who along with the government was keeping a keen eye on developments that with each day increase the likelihood of possible inflated prices right here at home. Commenting on the port's reopening, Bahamas Chamber of Commerce President Leo Roll says his members were beginning to feel the pinch.
We had already seen lengthy delays in terms of transshipment, which may also have a derivative or an impact to the Persian Gulf War. And so what we always do is, like I said, look for alternative means. But now we're also helping our members to buy locally, as a lot of persons are saying. One of the challenges, though, is that not much is produced locally. And so we now need to start bolstering the local economy such that manufacturers, growers and food manufacturing business industry can then have an outlet where they can actually sell the products that they actually produce.
Meantime, a strong rejection from Economic Affairs Minister Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis that the Department of Inland Revenue has acted hastily in auctioning properties it acquired from people failing to pay their real property taxes. The DIR this year began practicing its power of sale exercise to recover outstanding monies. There have been some complaints that the process has been rather aggressive, but during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing on Thursday, Minister Halkitis was unequivocal in his support of Inland Revenue's efforts.
I say all the time, when you see this happen, this is not the first resort. This is the last resort. And many of those things that you see published, I mean, I can say all of them are a combination of people ignoring the department, people telling the department where they can go, people refusing to acknowledge their obligation, people, this is the absolute last resort.
In other news, demolition at the Tiwa shanty town along Cowpen Road got underway yesterday. When our news team visited the site, there were a few residents who were scrambling to save whatever they can. Here's Corval Pyfrom.
If the objective of Thursday's pre-demolition exercises by the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force was to prompt these residents into leaving this community, that appears to have worked. A day later, though, some are asking about the optics of it all and what exactly is a pre-demolition exercise. Piles of clapboard scattered wildly across the premises, discarded appliances, furniture, pieces of clothing strewn around. A heavy stench of waste and, yes, visible evidence of it too, are what remain at the Tiwa shantytown on Cowpen Road, one day after most of the 130-plus structures on these grounds were bulldozed. 28-year-old Ronaldo Dormus was today trying to gather the last of his belongings. How do you feel today?
I feel good because yesterday morning they come in there, they ain't give no people a chance to get nothing outside.
This man, who claims to be a Bahamian but well acquainted with this community, calls yesterday's exercise shameful and believes the process could be done more humanely.
I think it was a total disrespect to poor people, at least, and to the country. At least they could do it better than how they did it. They could have taken their time, just like a landlord would do, give you 2 weeks before time to, or wait till the paperwork coming to do what they got to do. But they just came here and bam, 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 and it's crazy.
Today, Ronaldo is uncertain about his future, a future he doesn't think will likely be spent here.
I go back in Haiti. I can stay no more.
You're going to go back to Haiti?
Yeah. I ain't even stay no more.
The Unregulated Communities Action Task Force plans to return to the site to complete the demolition exercises in the coming days.
You can go and payment people backyard, knock door. You need women people. You need Asian people to work.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Thanks a lot, Corval. And still to come, Quay goes global. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Police officially releasing the identities of 2 homicide victims as well as a suspect shot by police. He's 23-year-old Elmore Miller, who was shot on September 13th in the area of West Street and died in hospital today. 26-year-old Conley Adderley of Pinewood Gardens was a man who was fatally shot in the area of Blue Hill Road, just north of Carmichael Road yesterday. And the man shot and killed by police yesterday has been positively identified as 27-year-old Gary John Paul of Woods Alley off Wolf Road. The rise in homicides generating concern from Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. Here's what he told reporters this morning.
The senseless killing that's going on, it's unacceptable. We are doing our best to curb this vicious crime. It really requires a reset of our young people's mind and to appreciate that there's a lot here, a lot of positive things that we can do that they ought to be engaging themselves in. We have to ensure that we don't have that many idle hands around, because idle hands are the work of the devil. So we're working assiduously to ensure that we can have everyone engaged, particularly our young men.
On the floor just outside Superwash's Blue Hill location was the body of a man whose blood-stained gray pants and soaked white t-shirt told a story. This, along with a team of investigators, yellow crime scene tape, multiple red cones, and brown paper bags. Within what seemed like minutes, that very same body would be bagged, waiting for an undertaker's collection. Officer in charge of the police force's Carmichael Road Station, Chief Superintendent Tess Newbold, confirming the details, noting that the male victim was shot around 11:30 last evening. The deceased, now the country's 92nd homicide this year, the third in just 3 days, is believed to be in his mid-20s. Police couldn't confirm whether this killing is connected to the 2 others earlier this week or if it's gang-related. However, they tell us that the victim was known to them.
No one else was injured, to the best of our knowledge, at this location. It is a very busy thoroughfare, and we are very concerned about this matter happening at this location. We're appealing to members of the public. Please, if you have any information, kindly forward it to us. You have our numbers. You can call 919. You can come in at the Carmichael Road Police Station at any time.
Police also need your help tonight in their quest to locate Davron Bell, who's wanted for unlawful sexual intercourse. The 36-year-old of number 55 Podolio Street has a dark brown complexion and slim build. If you can assist police to find Davron Bell of Podolio Street, please call the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Police here in the capital are also monitoring a sophisticated car theft ring targeting keyless vehicles, and they're advising motorists to remain alert. In this week's consumer feature, Desmond Saunders provides motorists with important car safety tips.
With a startling rise in car thefts for 2024, doubling last year's numbers, head of the Stolen Vehicles section of the Criminal Investigations Department, Superintendent Nathaniel Gilbert, reveals his department has increased its vigilance against crafty car thieves.
Vehicle of choice are the Japanese type vehicles, basically the Nissan brand. They are using these vehicles in the process of crime, but also there is a market for these vehicles, parts. When you look at Japanese parts, they're very expensive in the event that you need one to have one transported from Japan.
Criminals eyeing keyless entry accessories and smart push-button systems, more than features in many vehicles on the streets.
Gone are the days when they had a master key to start most of the vehicles. During that time, they were the Centris and the Sunny. Now we have the Japanese-made models, and they are computerized. So as technology advances, the criminal element also advances.
Motorists are advised to be aware of the savvy methods employed by thieves. They're advised first, park in well-lit areas. Close and lock all windows and doors when you park. Also remember to hide valuables out of sight. And if your vehicle is stolen, call law enforcement and your insurer immediately. Reporting a vehicle as soon as possible after it is stolen increases the chance of recovery. Investing in a proper car alarm system also helps.
If you must travel during the night, please carry a companion with you.
There are stiff penalties and jail time for crafty crooks who break the law. Officials also adopting a no-tolerance approach in their efforts to reduce the number of car thefts in the country. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Thanks a lot, Desmond. Well, efforts underway to inspire more Bahamians to become business owners. The Small Business Development Center is launching Level Up, a community-based inner-city business mentoring and partnership program, giving residents a shot at business success. The SBDC's project analyst, Ariel Pinder, explains.
Through this initiative, we plan to get clients involved in different organizations and agencies like the Department of Inland Revenue, organizations that deal with social responsibility, as well as different financial institutions, so that they can develop their business and that can propel them to success. So we are going to have various speakers from different organizations, so we do encourage persons to come out and support. We will also have a tabling session at the end where persons can walk around and really ask the questions that they need to ask to get all of the information necessary.
The SBDC is also partnering with Toastmasters Club 1600 to provide mentorship and support for men in business. Ahmad Young is the SBDC's business analyst.
So the Men in Business initiative came about based on a study that we conducted, actually. We put out a survey to all the male entrepreneurs here in the Bahamas. We just asked them kind of like, what services do you think is needed? What support do you think is needed as a male entrepreneur here in the Bahamas? And what we found was that there was a need for funding. Obviously, there was funding needed, but men also wanted networking opportunities as well as training opportunities within the Bahamas. So what we did was we tailored our Men in Business initiative around that information that we received.
As October unfolds, it brings attention to two significant yet often overlooked health awareness months: menopause awareness and mental health. Both focus on critical aspects of women's health, highlighting the interconnectedness of menopause and mental health. Here's West Calix Forbes.
As a part of a national effort to educate and empower women about menopause, First Lady Anne-Marie Davis is proud to announce October as Menopause Awareness Month in the Bahamas. She also supports the Surviving and Thriving Through Menopause initiative and tells us why.
One of the reasons that I'm particularly interested in menopause and its effects on women, if you look at the statistics for suicide attempts recently, we have more women now attempting suicide. We never know what phase our minds can go into, what level of mental illness we can experience because of these different hormonal levels. So because the effects of menopause can be one of the reasons that people think that we are mentally ill. Sometimes when we are not, we just need medical attention, and we have to understand what's going on with our bodies.
Research indicate that hormonal fluctuation during menopause can affect pre-existing mental health condition or trigger new ones. Women often suffer in silence during menopause, not realizing that their mental health struggles are tied to their natural phase of life.
One of the things we were not told was that menopause affects a woman's brain. That's why women have the memory fog. That's why women, there's a part of the brain that deals with that area. Menopause also affects a woman's vagina. And many women are embarrassed to talk about it, but our pelvic floor, research shows that 85% of women in the menopause and postmenopause, the pelvic floor is affected.
By highlighting these intertwined issues this October, Mrs. Davis seeks to empower women to take control of their health during this pivotal phase of their life. Keep abreast with the outreaches that the Surviving and Thriving Through Menopause has in store.
Together, we can ensure that no woman feels alone or unprepared during this natural phase of her life that she goes through. So I want us all to embrace this opportunity to uplift all the women in the Bahamas.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
For Quay Adderley, better known as Quay, comedy is far more than a pastime. It's a business, and he's mastering it. What began as local sketches that captured the humor in everyday Bahamian life has blossomed into a full-fledged comedic empire, now attracting international attention. With his debut stand-up comedy special, Work With Me, set to premiere on October 13th, the entertainer is poised to showcase his unique brand of humor to the world.
Material is actually coming from things that happen in the workspace here in the Bahamas. You know, Bahamians are colorful people. We encounter a lot of things in stores, at businesses, so it's going to be a nod at these things that you experience every day that make, you know, either tick you off or make you go, I ain't going to that business no more, or that actually was a great, pleasant experience that I had at this job. And it's also a journey in my life as an entertainer, as a host, things that I've experienced and come across. And I think they're very entertaining stories that I can tell, so people can see what really is going on in the world of Quay. I think it inspires the next generation. It inspires other creators that they can go big with their talents, with their gifts, and what they believe in. You don't have to stay stuck on just this rock, but your gift is for the world to see, so find ways to expand.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports.
Coming up in sports for tonight, we'll take a look at the Caribbean Baseball Cup as they now have an official games village. Exciting times ahead. Details coming up in sports.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
We're just gonna add some spinach in there, gonna bring out all that flavor.
From quick and easy meals on the go to savory and delicious down-home delights, dishing it up is what we do.
I'm Chef Manny. I'll be the new host of Dishing It Up Season 2, and I'm inviting you to my kitchen here at Manuelo's.
And together, we're cooking up a new season of delicious Bahamian dishes. Welcome back to Dishing It Up.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me. We aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Our marine resources were once considered inexhaustible. Conch and reef fish like grouper were abundant everywhere, and it seemed as if the lobster catch would rise forever. But today, there is a downward trend that affects everyone. Researchers say we can reverse the trend by protecting more marine habitats. And the good news is that most Bahamians strongly support efforts to halt further decline. Tripling the size of our network of marine parks will mean more fish and conch for everyone now and for the future, as well as more recreational and ecotourism opportunities. Today, only 10% of our waters are protected. Surveys show that most Bahamians consider protection of our marine environment to be a top national priority. More protection means more benefits for everyone, now and in the future. It's a win-win-win strategy for the economy, for Bahamians, and for nature. Protect our sea, protect our way of life, protect the Bahamas. See the future. Visit Bahamas Protected on Facebook to learn more about marine protected areas.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, the late night edition. I'm Marcellus Hall. Let's get you rolling with some baseball news. The Bahamas Baseball Association will be hosting the 6th edition of the Caribbean Baseball Cup this coming October 23rd through 28th, as a matter of fact, at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. As it stands right now, the Games Village will be none other than Breezes and the LOC. Pretty excited about what's ahead.
It is going to be an exciting time as our professional ball players come home to showcase their talent in the front of their loving family, the fans of this country, because we've all seen the great movement of baseball and the upward climb. So it's an exciting time for us, and we're excited to bring in 5 of the top countries in the region to fight now for this Caribbean Cup.
Yesterday, we told you how the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, responded to Olympic gold medalist Pauline Davis-Thompson. However, during this time on the Rundown show, the minister also addressed the awarding of monetary funds for Bahamian athletes at major sporting events.
The sports policy only speaks to awarding persons who win medals at the World Outdoor or at the Olympics. When Devon first got her world record, it was an indoor event. So the sports policy in the country doesn't speak to that. And so therefore, by rights, she didn't have to been awarded $1. But being the minister that I am and having the director that I have, we said, okay, my director came to me and said, Minister, ain't nothing in the sports policy speaks about indoors, and we need to upgrade the sports policy. We were already in the process of upgrading the sports policy, and so now we're going to upgrade the sports policy that encompass all competition at all levels.
College basketball season on the horizon, and University of the Bahamas men's basketball team already in action. Last night, the Mingos taking on the Sunlight Stampers in a game that turned out to be ultra competitive. 2 squads going back and forth right down to the wire, but the Mingos holding on here for the win, 71-70. Great way to start the season.
All practice long, I was motivated to be a scorer, so that's what I tried to do. The first game, set the statement, set the standard to be a scorer, and that's what happened.
Definitely nerve-wracking, especially your first game. You got some big shoes to fill, a lot of expectations.
Trying to get back in the rhythm, with a new team, fresh legs, so we're trying to solve some pieces on the court.
And speaking of basketball, the Miami Heat wrapping up their training camp at the Atlantis Resort. The team has been here for the entire week, going through sessions as they prepare for the upcoming NBA season. Miami has made the Bahamas one of their top spots for camp, this being their 3rd time here to our shores.
I would say how the people treat us. Everybody speaks, everybody always says good morning. It's just real feels real homey, and it feels like they actually enjoy our time being here. Basketball is becoming a global sport, and it's good to see you got different type of nationalities, cultures, countries coming in to do one thing is play basketball and have fun and win.
And that's it. To check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, we have our Friday weather forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
Tune in to the program, Living by Faith, with Bishop Valentino Williams of Life Changes Ministries International. Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on ZNS TV station. Prepare to be inspired, impacted, empowered, and transformed. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
This prophet here is not for sale. This prophet here come to declare what thus saith the Lord.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out during an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, and all officers of the fire department. Let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
And it's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We get you started in the tropics, and we still continue to monitor Hurricane Kirk, which is back in winds of 130 miles per hour, making it a Category 4 hurricane, but we expect some weakening over the next day or so. And just to the southeast of Kirk, we have Leslie, which is a tropical storm with winds of 70 miles per hour, and Leslie could become a hurricane either tonight or by tomorrow morning. So we'll keep our eyes on that. But the good news is both of these systems will remain out to sea and away from the Bahamas. And then we have the forecast track keeping Kirk moving towards the north and eventually turning towards the northeast and eventually dissipating. And we expect Leslie to follow pretty much that same track. But in the Gulf of Mexico, in the western Gulf of Mexico, this area of low pressure is expected to develop. We're giving it a 50% chance of becoming a tropical depression or possibly a tropical storm. And once that happens, it's going to move towards the north and east. Meaning it's going to bring all of that tropical moisture towards the Florida Peninsula, and some of that will impact the northwest Bahamas over the weekend and during the early part of next week. And temperatures around the Family of Islands, 83 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Toll, Quay, and also in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands at 81, Alistown, Bimini at 83 degrees, 85 in Harbor Island, 83 again in Roxanne, Eleuthera. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 86, 88 in Kemp Space, Andros, and Black Point, Exuma. Oh, in Otterstown, Cat Island, 84, some more 84s, and San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, also at 84 degrees, 86 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay may go on to 85, Atkins 85, Machichani, Nagua also registering 85, and the Turks and Caicos Island at 84. And that's going to do it for your temperatures around the Family of Islands. Satellite pictures showing lots of tropical moisture associated with that outer rain band. So there will be pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms during the course of the night in the vicinity of that trophy. And our forecast tonight, mainly clear here in the capital, a bit breezy and on the warm side with a low temperature of 81 degrees. Tomorrow, this is how things will shape up. A bit breezy in the morning, otherwise partly sunny and a bit pleasant. 88 degrees for your high temperature extended weather forecast. We're going to have some sunshine in our forecast through Sunday. But come Monday, that is when that outer band is going to start advecting northwards across the northwest Bahamas. So we will see an increase in clouds, showers, and thunderstorm as of Monday, and that will carry us right into Thursday of next week. LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great and safe weekend, everyone.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanna. This is ZNS.
We have a hot one for you tonight. Hot. You see this? Scientists in Stoneville, Mississippi have figured out a way to make cotton seeds edible. Yeah. See, folks, if you're trying to figure out a way to eat your shirt, you're probably in Stoneville. Say hello to DJ A1. Yes! Welcome to Comics Unleash Hot Chocolate. We've got a funny one for you tonight. Say hello to Roy Wood Jr. Ralph Harris. Oh, now what's the story? I heard you got a problem with commercials.
The dude from the Burger King commercial, that don't scare y'all? Does he scare you? He scared the hell out of me. The little Teflon head with the you know? And he always wake up in people's bed. Like, you know, people wake up and he's in their bed like he had sex with them and then try to give them a sandwich, you know?
Now, what's the best advice you've been given as a comedian?
Chris Rock and I, we knew each other. We would see each other all the time. And, you know, from him, Tracy Morgan, when I first got the gig, Tracy was like the first cat, one of the first cats that found out because he had the inside lane. He was like, Dean, listen. You got to be, I heard what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You got that new gig. You about to be making that money. About to be making that money. It's going to be magnificent, spectacular, awesome. It's going to be spectacular. Yeah, everybody in your generation going to start asking you for money. And that's, you know, it's beautiful. And then Rock was more like just straightforward. He was like, look, all right, listen. They don't use a lot of black people as it is.
And I love that story when you ran into Chris.
Yeah, Chris was real, man, because I was sitting in the Comedy Cellar in New York, and Chris walks in. He's like, hey, you know what? I don't ever watch that show. The one time I turn it on, they still don't use black people, you know? and I was like, you know, Chris, actually, I was in 4 sketches this week, and he was like, you wasn't in them. You were just there. You were in the background.
Now you living back in New York, right?
Yeah, man, I'm a Brooklyn cat.
Yeah,
you know,
what do you think about L.A. and the weather out here?
L.A. is cool, man. I like coming out here because women, man, y'all can... When did it become cool to look like a hooker? It's like you can dress in nothing now. Ladies, don't look at me like I'm crazy. Y'all can wear, the less you have on, the more... Like, I said, boo, do you know you look... Like, thank you. You know, like, appreciate it. Out here, though, you can't come out here with low self-esteem. Like, this is the worst place to live if you have low self-esteem. Because, for real, because on any given day, you'll drive down Sunset and see 6 new, improved, better versions of yourself, man. That's disheartening. You're like, oh, there goes me with abs and good teeth. Oh, there goes woman. Oh, there goes me with a white woman. Damn, I look happy. No.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
For more laughs, visit comicsunleashed.com. Closed captioning brought to you by...
Keep the bad king walking.
We are going to ensure and make sure that this is your last time here.
Welcome back to Comics Unleash Hot Chocolate. So, Ralph, how's your dating life?
It's all right. It's just it's a lot of love in the relationship, but it's just a lot of rules. And it seems like they only apply to me. You know? Like, we ride down the street, and I'm driving, you know, and this woman's walking by the car, and I thought we were looking at her at the same time. And we weren't. You know, I drove on the sidewalk a little bit. You know? She's like, you don't have to be so obvious. And I actually said, you think she saw me? I wrote a note. I left it on the refrigerator. She said, I didn't like the tone of the note that you left on the refrigerator. Did I write it too big or something? I guess I better change the font on that one, huh? But she don't hear me say that. I say that on the inside. She don't hear that part.
How about you, Roy? You have any kids?
No, man, no kids shit. I got a plan, though. When I start having kids, I want to have like a big family. I'm going to have 6 kids.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my wife have all 6 at one time, and that way we get free stuff from other people. Because, you know, that's how it is in America. You have 6 kids at one time, people give you free blankets, and Oprah pay for all the kids to go to college, and they take up a collection. Oh, they had 6 kids. It's a blessing from the Lord. Hallelujah. And they give you snacks and stuff. 6 kids, 5 different men. You don't get a free blanket. 6 kids, 5 different men. You on Maury Povich for a paternity test. Trying to figure out who the daddy is.
What's the one thing that baffles you?
Oh, you know what, Byron? The one thing that really baffles me is white people and animals. What is y'all fascination with animals, man? Like the crocodile hunter, I hate that he died, I'm sorry. But y'all know that when that report came out, the first thing y'all said was, finally, yeah, they got him, yeah. Because the animals put a hit out on him. You know that. The animals put a hit out on him. They was tired. They was tired of taking all the abuse, and they put a hit out on him. They had a meeting and everything. The alligator was like, he wrestled me down in front of the swamp, in front of all the females. You might as well make me out a pair of shoes, man. He got to go. And the stingray was like, I'll do it. He won't suspect me. He won't suspect me. You know, y'all need to lead the animals. I just don't get it. You know, y'all ride your bike and you jog all in the mountains, and it's surprised when a mountain lion jump out and maul you at it. You know? Woo! Where did he come from? Bitch, he came from the mountain. He's a mountain lion.
Doing his trick.
He ain't no kitchen lion. He ain't no bathroom lion. He's a mountain lion. He's trying to figure out why dinner got Nikes on. That's, you know what I'm saying?
So I heard, man, there were some accents that were driving you crazy.
I think every man in here like a woman, right, fellas? You like a woman with that sexy accent, because you know it does something. Like women, y'all like guys with accents enough that Antonio Banderas has a career. You know, like because everything Antonio says is just, I am Antonio. He got the long arm. He don't never wear loose-fitting jeans, though. He got the tightest. You ever seen him like, I am Antonio. I have camel toe and a yeast infection. But like for men, it's like, it's sexual for us. You know, like ladies, you could say, you could ask me directions. You have an accent, I'm having a sexual encounter. You can say something like, excuse me, could you tell me, how would I get, all a man hears is, oh, yes, hard to please.